Hello everyone. I hope you people are doing well. Again, Manpreet Puri here from the channel name Language Learning by Manu. So guys, again I come up with new listening video as my students are demanding. So it's for them. Those exam is too near. So guys, attempt it. It's the faster one as the fast listenings are coming day by day. So I hope you people will get good band score. So best of luck guys, and don't forget to like, subscribe and comment to Language Learning by Manu.
In this test, you are going to hear a number of recordings. As you listen, you will have to answer questions about what you hear. Before each recording, you will have some time to read the instructions and the questions. You will also have half a minute at the end of each recording to check your answers. Each recording is played once only. There are 4 main sections in the test. In the exam, you are advised to write all your answers in the listening question booklet. At the end of the test, you will have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. So that you can repeat the tests in this book, you should write your answers on a sheet of paper rather than the book, and practice transferring them to a copy of the answer sheet. Now look at section 1 of the test. Section 1. You are going to listen to a telephone conversation between 2 people, a customer and an assistant in a gift shop. First, look at questions 1 to 4. As you can see, there are 4 alternative answers, A, B, C and D for each question. Decide which alternative is the most suitable answer and circle the appropriate letter. You can see that there is an example in the book which has been completed. This part of the conversation will now be played for you.
I'd like to send some flowers and some chocolates.
Okay, I'll just get the computer on. Right. Can I just take your details?
Yes, certainly.
Your name?
Angela Love.
Angela Love.
The customer wants to order some flowers and some chocolates. So C is the correct answer. Now the test will begin. Remember, you will hear the recording only once, so answer the questions as you listen. Now listen to the first part of the conversation and answer questions 1 to 4.
I'd like to send some flowers and some chocolates.
Okay, I'll just get the computer on. Right. Can I just take your details?
Yes, certainly.
Your name?
Angela Love.
Angela Love. And your address?
144A, Orchard Heights, Marsh Drive, Edinburgh.
Right. And the postcode?
I don't know. I'm just...
Oh, it doesn't matter. What exactly is it you'd like to send?
A bouquet of flowers.
And how much would you like to spend?
£30.
Any particular flowers?
I don't know. Something exotic, perhaps.
Okay, and you wanted a box of chocolates?
Yeah.
To what value?
Say £25.
Right, £25. And the chocolates, what would you like? Dark, white, milk, liqueurs, or a mixture?
Well, a mixture, I suppose, but no liqueurs, and more white chocolates than the others.
I'll just write this on the order form. Mixture, mostly white, no liqueurs.
That's it.
And these are to go within Edinburgh?
No, they're to go to Cardiff, in Wales.
There'll be a delivery charge of £19 for both items, I'm afraid.
For both, not each?
Yes, that's right.
Before the speakers continue their conversation, look at questions 5 to 10. As you listen to the rest of the dialogue, complete the order form by filling in the numbered spaces 5 to 10.
And how would you like to pay, madam?
By switch card, if I may.
Of course, that's fine. And the number?
It's 569000.
569000.
212 897
212897
884 223
884 223
7.
7. Can I just check that? 5690002128978842237.
Yes, that's it.
So the total amount to be debited is £74.
Okay.
And to whom would you like them sent?
To Mrs. Easter.
That's Easter?
Yes.
And the address?
27
27.
Roundtree Road.
Is that ROWNTREE?
Yes, that's it. Cardiff.
Cardiff.
CA13 8YU.
CA138YU. And did you want any message to go with the flowers and chocolates?
Yes, congratulations on passing your test. Just let me know when you're out on the road. Love, Angie.
Someone's just passed their driving test then?
Yes, my mother.
Your mother?
Yeah, it's her 6th attempt.
Oh, right. That is a cause for celebration.
Yes.
And when would you like them delivered?
The day after tomorrow, between 9 and 11 a.m.
That's the 17th in the morning between 9 and 11. I just need to take a daytime contact number.
I'll give you my mobile number. It's 0963 371 555.
0963 317...
No, 371 555.
371 555. I'll arrange this for you now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye. Have a nice day.
You too. Goodbye.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 2. Section 2. You are going to hear a talk given by the university sports representative of the student union at a university. First, look at questions 11 to 13. For these questions, there are 4 alternatives, A, B, C and D. Decide which alternative is the most suitable answer and circle the appropriate letter.
Good afternoon. My name is Mick Clark and I'm the sports rep from the Students' Union. As well as these talks on the university sports facilities, information will be put up on notice boards all over the campus, so you will definitely all know where to find us. Well, as you have probably realized, the university is spread all over the place, and the sports facilities are, I'm afraid, no different. If you look at the map here on the screen, you'll see we are here on Thames Street, opposite the City Library. If you look down at the bottom of this map, on the right, you'll see Burse Road. On the left of the police station, between the shopping complex and the theatre and the Phoenix Theatre, is the University Sports Complex.
Before the sports representative continues his talk, look at questions 14 to 17. As you listen to the next part of the talk, tick the future developments which the speaker mentions.
The complex is arranged over 4 floors, 2 above ground and 2 below. The buildings were just completed last year, funded by an anonymous donor. The swimming pool is on the lower ground floor, and we're very lucky in that a full-sized Olympic pool is to be built by the end of this academic year, along with a new sauna. In addition, there are a number of other facilities, including various courts, and I would strongly advise you to book well in advance if you want to use any of these courts, as they're very much in demand. We have full changing facilities, 3 large halls for aerobics and other classes, 3 squash courts and 2 badminton courts. And 2 other exciting developments in the pipeline are a state-of-the-art gym and an ice skating rink. There are also courts for playing softball and basketball, and there is, of course, a cafeteria which is run by the Students' Union, so the prices are reasonable. A welcome addition is the bar, which is due to open shortly.
Before the speaker continues his talk, look at questions 18 to 20. For these questions, there are 4 alternatives: A, B, C, and D. As you listen to the next part of the talk, decide which alternative is the most suitable answer and circle the appropriate letter.
For outdoor sports, I'm afraid we have to go further afield. The university grounds for rugby, football, hockey and cricket are on the edge of the city centre in the southwest, on the north bank of the river, as you can see from this map. The rowing and canoeing clubs, which are very popular, also run from there. The only bus that goes to the university sports fields directly from here is the 553. No, sorry, it's the 53. It is fortunately very frequent and runs late into the night. The last buses either way are around 12:30. But there is also a minibus service which is pretty frequent and reliable, and the times are posted at the Students' Union office. If you want to join up for any of the clubs, you just have to see the reps on the stalls at the different societies' stalls outside. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to come in and listen, and I wish you every success whether you decide to take up some form of sport or not.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 3. Section 3. You are going to listen to a conversation between a tutor and 2 students who are inquiring about student awards. First, look at questions 21 to 26. As you listen, complete the information about the FBT award.
Come in. Sandra and Derek, come in.
Good morning, Dr. Warner.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Dr. Warner.
Good morning, Derek.
We know you're busy, but have you got a moment?
Yes, for the moment I'm free. What can I do for you?
We just wanted to ask your advice about applying for awards.
Oh, right. Which awards are you interested in?
Well, I'm interested in the FBT award for a grant to travel abroad.
And I'd like to apply for the B.TECH Travel Award for a research grant in entomology in Jordan.
OK. You do know that you have to satisfy a number of criteria to be eligible for each award?
Yes.
The book is here somewhere. Right, here it is. For you, Derek, let's see. The FBT award. The conditions for that are you have to be in your 4th year, as you are.
OK.
You have to be a British or Commonwealth citizen, so you're OK on that one as well.
Yes.
And you have to come in the top 5 students in your year in your finals.
Right. Well, obviously that I won't know until I've taken my exams.
No, but you should put in the application now, as the deadline is the end of June. No, sorry, it's May. And that's before the exams even start. So they expect you to tell them afterwards.
And are there any other criteria?
Let's see. Well, it says here you have to be under 25 years of age at the end of your final year. Are you?
I won't be 25 until September the 27th, so that's OK. And do I need any referees?
Yes, 2. And I'm happy to do one for you, and...
I was also thinking of asking Dr. Jameson.
Yes, I'm sure he'll gladly do one for you.
Before the conversation continues, look at questions 27 to 30. For these questions, there are 4 alternatives: A, B, C, and D. Decide which alternative is the most suitable for what you hear and circle the appropriate letter.
And Sandra,
Yes.
the B.TECH award is a lot stricter, as it's for a much larger sum of money, and you must realise that the competition is very stiff indeed.
Yes, I've heard it's not easy to get one, as there are only 3 per year.
Yes, you're right. Unlike the FBT award, for which there are 10 bursaries, the first thing you have to know is that application is by way of a 5,000-word summary outlining how you intend to use the money. Of course, accompanied by a covering one-page form with all your personal details.
Yes, I know about that. But what I wanted to know is whether there are examples of other applications I can look at.
Well, not really. The summary has to be very much an original piece, and that I cannot emphasize enough. If there are any signs of it having been copied, then...
I see, but will you be able to read it through for me?
Oh, I don't see why not.
Oh, that's all right then. What do you think my chances are of my getting one of the grants?
It's difficult to say. There's usually about 20 to 30 people applying every year.
And this year?
Well, I'd imagine it's about the same.
Who decides?
Well, there is a panel of 5 trustees, and once you have submitted everything to the departmental secretary, they each receive a copy of your full application.
But do you think I stand a chance?
Well, as I said, it's not easy to say. It's up to the trustees.
Okay.
Another thing that I would stress is that the applications must be typed, very tidy and properly bound.
With a ring binder?
Yes. There have been complaints in previous years about the lack of care taken in completing the forms and essays. This applies to you too, Derek.
Yes. Well, it's only fair. After all, we are asking for help.
Yes. Is there anything else I can help you with while you're here, Sandra?
No. Thank you very much for all your help.
Derek?
No. And thank you for your help.
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 4. Section 4. You are going to hear a lecture delivered by a guest speaker on demographic changes. First, look at questions 31 to 36. As you listen, complete the lecture notes in the spaces provided.
Thank you for inviting me here to speak to you today at your Department of Social Sciences. As I'm sure you already know, the title of my talk, Europe Goes Grey, relates to the marked demographic change which has taken place in Europe since the 1960s. Just a few statistics showing the projected trends will illustrate this. By the year 2029, almost 1 in 4 of the population of the UK will be over the present retirement age of 60 years for women and 65 for men. By the year 2020, Italy, for example, will have both the oldest population, with 23.2% aged 65 and over, and, at the same time, the lowest fertility rate. Furthermore, a 1997 report from the UK Office for National Statistics notes that since 1950, the number of centenarians has increased at the rate of just under 7% a year, faster than for most other age groups, and will continue to do so into the next century. The main reasons for the generally increased lifespan are self-evident. These are simply a better diet, better housing, and above all, the ever-improving standard of health care. The social reasons for the changed demographic profile of Europe, that is, the increasing proportion of the elderly relative to the middle and steadily diminishing young generations, are, of course, the falling birth rate as a result of widespread birth control and the education and increasing participation of women in the workforce.
Before the speaker continues, look at questions 37 to 40. For these questions, there are 4 alternatives, A, B, C, and D. As you listen to the next part of the talk, decide which alternative is the most suitable answer and circle the appropriate letter.
This change raises 2 profound questions, one social and one economic, and it is these that I propose to examine here today. At the end, I intend to share with you a few thoughts on how we can help to make the lives of those in the third age more fulfilling and rewarding. Firstly, we need to recognize that the elderly are not a homogeneous group. They can range from a fit, active and independent 85-year-old to a 65-year-old with rapidly advancing Alzheimer's disease, to a retired 55-year-old with both a dependent parent and still dependent student children. The social aspect I referred to earlier is, of course, the big question: who will care for the elderly? The question is a complex one, and I would like to illustrate this by making a few comparisons with the past. In earlier times, large extended families living in the same area were the norm. This meant the sharing of care for the grandparents' generation was usual. Now, however, the mobility of the population combined with smaller families often means there are, quite simply, no family members to take care of an older person. The breakdown of traditional family structures and the increase in divorce has exacerbated this. The other big question, the economic one, involves the increasing cost of adjustment to this situation and how the burden of this cost can most equitably be shared between, on the one hand, the elderly and their families, and on the other, the relatively smaller number of people of working age whose tax contributions have to be used to fund pensions and services for an increasingly elderly population, as well as all the other demands on the public purse. The questions raised by this demographic change are exercising governments all over Europe, and there is naturally widespread debate about how best to help financially those who can to remain independent, while supporting those who cannot, and ensuring that they continue a sometimes failing life with dignity. I promise to finish with a few thoughts about how we might come closer to achieving this. More imaginative use is being made of existing property by adapting it for elderly, often less able people, and their needs are now being kept in mind by planners, local authorities, and transport providers. But not forgetting the cry, where does the money come from? We need radically to rethink the arrangements for funding pensions and younger people's planning for retirement. Innovative insurance schemes should be developed to assist people in providing for the future, and financial institutions ought to be thinking about these. So I will close by repeating that I believe we should do everything to enable the elderly to live meaningful and rewarding lives. After all, we will be in the same situation all too soon. Thank you, and I would welcome any questions or comments from the floor.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. The test is now finished. You now have 10 minutes to transfer your answers from the test booklet to your answer sheet.
So this is the end of test, guys. If you need answers, you can comment me. Otherwise, you can go to my social sites, Instagram, Telegram. You people can get answers. Take care. Bye bye.